Welcome back, mon ami, as we continue our march on Ligny. Sorry about that. We had a little stutter there in the game. So guys, basically we are of course now facing, well, it looks like we're facing at least the main Prussian force. And we are bringing up reinforcements. We've got a lot of reinforcements that we actually have on the way. So I'm doing my absolute best to start striking out at these Prussians right here in the center of Ligny. We've managed to take quite a lot of strategic positions, namely this one right here, this beautiful dome structure, not dome structure, but essentially this beautiful I guess you could call it sort of a military academy type structure, which we're going to try to use to, of course, shoot at the Prussians from a distant location. And really my goal right here is to just try and crush as many of these Prussians as possible. A lot of our reinforcements have arrived, and I think I'm going to send them right up here to make sure that we catch all of the Prussians off guard. As you can see, our men are already in position. They're moving up. We've got a lot of reinforcements here, and obviously we've left behind a lot of dead Prussians. So we've done a pretty good job at our initial forays into this area, but of course I want to take that church. Obviously, if we had a position in the church, I feel we would probably be able to use it to fire against the enemy. But not every single position in the game is actually something that we can take necessarily in terms of storming it and, you know, garrisoning it inside. And I'm actually having some trouble understanding which specific areas we can take and which we unfortunately cannot. We're actually going to go ahead, we're going to move this infantry unit up, we're continuing our fire against that area, and I think the only way to break the Prussians from that area is going to be to shoot so many cannons into it, or so many shells into it, that they just eventually decide it's not worth it. Let's get back to the heart of the action over here. This is where most of the Prussian brigades are showing up, and as you can see, there are a lot of dead Prussians, but also a lot of dead Frenchmen. This is not an easy fight at all, especially with this massive group of enemy reinforcements approaching. But we're doing the same, and it seems to be centering over here in the middle of the town square most of the fight. We've got, of course, the 30th de Ligne, which are doing an amazing job and actually firing at these skirmishers and some generals. So we may be able to knock down some Prussian generals here, but we're doing a pretty good job overall at just opening fire on all these different locations. In fact, I almost want to bring up some of the cannons that we have to this location to assist, but I think we'll wait a little bit for now. Let's take a look over here. This should be a group we can control as well. It is for sure. And we shall move up in line formation. So we're already bringing some more guys forward. And with this guy, I want to go ahead and bring these guys over here on this right side. So let's go ahead. Line formation, and all of our men are going to be following. I'm actually going to take a few of them out separately because I think we could probably already get a pretty good position for them over here. Same with these guys, put them over here. And kind of try and get the enemy on multiple angles. For those of you that watch my Civil War videos, I do this quite a lot, which is try and control the battle, line battle specifically, by surrounding the enemy from multiple angles and continuing to fire. Although, as you can see here, it's very possible that this unit will eventually drop back. We've taken a lot of losses. There's a lot of enemies here, so we really need those reinforcements to arrive quite quickly. And we could make them run, but usually in a game like this, I've noticed that running doesn't really do too much. In fact, it makes your men a little more tired, and overall doesn't accomplish the task you had set out. In this particular battle, I am going to order a double quick march forward. Let's try that again. There we go. Good work, boys. And I'm going to do the same with these guys right here. And look at that, already the enemy's pulling back. Smart AI in this game, really smart AI. They haven't even lost that many men. They've lost maybe like 2, but I think they see what we're trying to do, and they're not going to allow us to do that at all. So look at this. Oh my goodness, we've got some, we have some close combat here, guys. Some bayonet fighting that just sort of started to break out. This could get pretty nasty, and we're about to see who is going to win. I definitely want to move back and grab an infantry squad in case we don't win this bayonet combat. We've got some reinforcements, so let's go ahead and send these guys forward, and we'll send these guys forward as well. We'll even send the General, which one is this, Marshal de Camp, to go ahead and support. So that's bad news. It looks like our men surrendered, unfortunately. We could try to save them, but that fight definitely took out enough of our men to teach us a lesson, and I must admit, the enemy, in this case, the Westprussian Infantry Regiment, definitely showed their strength. Now, I forget, because like I said, it's been a while since I played Scourge of War Waterloo, whether or not we can actually save these guys. I think we can. I think we can actually liberate them, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So for now, we're just going to assume that's the case, but we're definitely going to continue moving forward with the rest of the reinforcements. Okay, let's look over here. Look at that. So the enemy has definitely moved across the bridge here. They don't want to deal with it. I don't blame them. And we're going to move our men up here as well. Where are the rest of the men? Come on, don't be shy. Oh, they're already firing. So it looks like they've already spotted some enemies. They're definitely firing. And, of course, we've got men in this building. They're doing a pretty good job at firing, too. But still some Prussians over here. And I want to see where those reinforcements are, how far away they are. Got a few units over here that are not really doing anything. Let me grab that general. And hopefully this will get the guys moving. If not, yep, they're moving. But I'd rather... This unit right here is kind of all by himself. Poor little unit. And we definitely want to bring him up here to assist the men. So we're going to move him here. Looks like some of our men are getting back into this particular cathedral to deal with the enemy. And we are definitely in a position where we probably want to about face here. Let's go ahead, about face. Start targeting the enemy here. Beautiful. Here we go. I think that's definitely sufficient. Halt. The enemy's definitely going to try to take refuge in the church. Which is kind of a shame, but we've still got plenty of good positions here. And it's good to see that this victory position, we're using it to flank this line of Prussians, probably doing a lot of damage to them as they continue to fire away at some of our positions. But I don't feel confident that these guys are getting much action, so I want to move them up right there. In fact, I want to move them like this. There we go. The enemy's pulling back for sure. But so are some of our men. Not all of them, but those guys in the center, I mean, they've seen a lot of action. I don't blame them. But let's put these guys right here. We're really just trying to keep the enemy on that side of the river. And look at that. A lot of these guys are our men that have fallen due to bayonet combat, but just as many are Prussians. They actually have very similar uniforms, particularly the Westfalenfjord. Totally not going to get that correct. I stopped trying midway. But they are definitely pulling back and have very, very similar uniforms. Let's see if we have control of these guys. We certainly do. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these... I was about to say, no, we don't. Yes, I'm going to pull these cannons forward. Hopefully they get here in a timely manner. But some of these units that are not moving, we've got to force them forward. And look at that. We're already getting some attacks on our men here. They're actually running. And I want to be careful because we've got a general very close. So let's move him over here. Move these boys forward. And yeah, we're going to have to watch those guys. So some of these reinforcements are unfortunately going to have to reposition themselves to stop the Prussians. At least if this unit gets away, I'll consider that a slight bonus because at least they don't get captured and we don't have to worry about another captured unit. So that's definitely something to feel good about. But if they start getting shots on our general, yeah, it's going to be a tough fight no matter what. Alright, come on, boys. You cannot see the enemy yet. Alright, nice. They're reforming. I like that. Some bravery in the ranks. But you can see that this unit has taken a lot of deaths. Let's take a look here. Casualties, 298. Yeah, that's not good. They've dealt out 168 enemy casualties, and it looks like as soon as they were about to start firing, the Prussians pulled back. Probably a smart move, just to get away from our fire. Maybe we can get a few shots off and kill a few of the enemy, but definitely seems like their goal was to run us out of town, and they succeeded at that. We have to give it to them. They definitely succeeded at getting us the hell out of town as soon as possible. Alright, forward. Okay, we're still doing okay over here. I don't like this one bit. Alright, so a lot of, well, I kind of do. I mean, a lot of Prussians retreating. But we want to move all these boys up. Really starting to form that circular line again until maybe we even end up moving across the river ourselves. But that's going to take time. That is not going to happen overnight. Well, I'm using that as a just a saying. That's not going to happen in this episode. There's no way. They have a strong position, and the final position to capture, I believe, is that one right there in the center. So we've got to take that church position. Once we take that, I'll feel a little more comfortable. Let's go ahead, in fact, send this guy to move to the church position because those Prussians are also running away. But hopefully we can snag this position quickly. And we've actually got an infantry position over here. I'm not really paying attention to them, but it does seem like they are in an interesting situation. I'm going to have them run into place because if they're flanking the enemy right now, this is the perfect opportunity to get some nice shots off. Probably should have created some skirmisher brigades out of these guys, but I think it's a little unnecessary right now. I just want to get them to start firing. Here we go. Come on, boys. Do not let your brethren fall for no reason. Okay, so some flanking shots here. Come on, boys. Get into line. Prepare to fire. Fire. Alright, we already see a few of the enemy falling. Look at that, getting some beautiful shots on their right flank. They're definitely not liking that, but it looks like their friends over here have sort of figured out what's going on. So I'm actually going to move the troops a little bit more here, like this, so that they are prepared to take on the enemy. And we probably want to bring in some reinforcements here as well. But right now, this position, it does not belong to us. So hopefully the regiments moving forward will be able to take this position. If not, we can at least do this. I don't want anyone using roads right now. Once again, our boys kind of in a not so great position. I mean, they're kind of holding back. But, as you can see, we're really starting to outnumber the enemy here. I believe once we get just enough men, sort of like Ultimate General Gettysburg, once we get enough men, or Ultimate General Civil War, in this area, we're going to be doing a lot better, for sure. That center of town has just been an utter bloodbath. It does look like we either liberated our soldiers and they joined this brigade, because I don't see them here anymore. But for sure, you could just see the carnage in this area, and it is not pretty. I also want to make sure that we're not getting flanked at all, so I'm going to move these guys a little more to the right. That's fine, right there. Did not want you to move that forward, but very well. You have reinforcements on the way. Reorder that line. These guys are already moving forward. Get these guys in as reserves. Now we're really just shooting over this tiny canal. I'm not sure if it's a canal or a road. Kind of looks like more of a canal to me. Especially since there's a bridge. Kind of silly to have a bridge over a road before modern transportation. Alright, well, not bad. I mean, things aren't going badly for us at all, I don't think. The Prussians still have plenty of men, but once we start getting all those brigades up here, maybe we can go ahead and just do a full-on charge. We definitely are getting some great shots on this right flank, and you can tell just by all the dead Prussians on that side, but you know what? They're getting some pretty good shots at us too, even at that distance. So these guys have some definite combat capabilities that we could learn from. Also, look at that. Austerlitz, Jena, Berardino, is it Berardino? Essing, and Wagram. I think these are Napoleonic victories. I could be wrong. The history buffs on the channel will probably tear me a new one if that is a mistake. Anyway, I hope you guys are continuing to love this particular Let's Play. We're definitely taking some shrapnel from that canister fire, or from that shell fire, I should say. And we do need to be concerned about that, but let's try to get over it, and let's try to get a victory here. Merci for seeing this part of the episode. We come back with another part very soon. Take care, and vive la France.